Yeah.
And this doesn't affect that. It just would say, well, I guess it would. I mean, it would keep those that are no due date, published or not, out of fourth term.
Hmm.
It's not a big deal either way. I think it's just preference. Should we leave it the way
Yeah.
it is, or should we
I think I think
make
just
a
from my
change?
school point of view, I think we'd prefer to leave it as it is because the way we set up our due dates works well with that. So I'm probably not the best person to ask because I haven't seen a whole lot of that issue come through.
Mandy's nodding agreement or not agreement. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I'm whatever floats everyone's boat.
I feel the same way. Okay, we'll see what kind of feedback we get. We'll leave it off, and like I say, the problem is maybe I only probably got 3 calls last year on it. Okay, we'll leave it for now.
Okay.
That's my only thing.
Wait, Corey's here. Does anybody have any other Canvas questions for him?
Sorry, Corey, just one. The one thing that keeps on frequently popping up is sometimes YouTube works in Canvas, sometimes it doesn't, whether it's an approved video or not. I feel like I must be doing something stupid and we can't figure it out as a school. Is there what's the you got to do it this way to make sure it works?
Well, I don't think that that's a problem either way, but I think most teachers click on the insert video link at the top where we have YouTube as one of the options
Uh-huh.
in the editor. But I mean, you could also be putting in the link. I don't know if you're doing it
Where my kids have
consistently.
struggled, my own personal kids, is after embedding the link, like embedding it so it just like it's right there ready to play on Canvas.
Using
That's where
the embed tool or using
uh,
the YouTube video
so
tool?
embed tool. So I can try using YouTube video. I forgot about that tool to be honest.
It honestly, I don't think it should make a difference, but it'd be nice to know if it's not consistent using the embed tool. That doesn't make sense, right?
Yeah.
You might send me next time it happens and it says it's not available.
Okay.
Send me the link to your course and where it is, and I'll try and find out why.
Awesome. I have one right now I can send you. So I'll just shoot that over to you.
Okay.
Is it usually just one video? Like if you've tried to see if give students access to that video outside of Canvas, can they access it? Like, is it an access issue or is it a
So
Canvas issue?
if the students try accessing the video directly on YouTube on Chromebooks or iPads, they can't get into either. And that's
Okay.
normal. Like, I mean, I feel like it is strange. I have some students that have full access to YouTube and some that do not. So I would like to know what their workaround is, what they're doing that maybe I
Oh.
should be aware of.
So
Like-
this can be an account issue. We had that come up a few weeks ago. And when I worked with Don Ramey on it, for some reason, some students were being putting into a default account. It was something happening with,
Okay.
so if it's the same students or if it happens over time, I would, and let him know, like I would email Don and
Okay.
let them know that they don't have access inside or outside of Canvas. So it may not
Are
even
they supposed to have access to YouTube?
They should.
So
Yeah.
basically, they should have access to YouTube. Well, basically, what's happening is as student accounts are created, they're put into special groups in the Active Directory. If they are put specifically into a generic group, it's the one that's most restricted. And so if they put in that restricted group, then they won't get access to YouTube at all. But if they are put into the student group, they should have access with filtering.
Okay, and that filtering is part of the watchable by Nebo, whitelisted by the district, those type of videos, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So is that the best remedy, Eric? If there's a student that persistently can't access,
Then reach
just
out
to
to
send
Don.
that email
And it's
to
Don
Don.
Ramey that I need to, yeah, he's our Google account specialist, right?
Right.
Okay. All
He's
right.
he's the one that keeps track of the being put into the correct Active
Directories.
Directory group.
Right.
Okay,
So if it's that, that's why I was asking you, like, to test it inside and outside of Canvas, because it may not be a Canvas issue necessarily.
okay. There was one weird thing that happened. I had a student that had a two-factor authentication issue to get into a
That's the
Chrome.
same issue, actually.
Oh, is it? Okay.
So, yeah,
You know-
when they're not in the right group, like if they are a new student and they transferred between schools and didn't get into the group, they'll get that. So
Okay.
they're
It
in a
was weird.
group
They
that's
asked for a
essentially-
phone that he didn't have, that he or his parents
Right.
never had seen before.
Yeah, that's the same issue.
Okay, cool.
Great. Anything else for Corey? Okay, Eric.
So I'm going to share my screen. There's
Okay, I'll stop sharing mine.
going to share. Let's see. I'm going to go here. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to get in and show you one of the more underutilized tools. Often we get questions of how can we collaborate together or see various different assignments that others are doing. And the key is inside one of the tools called Planner. It's a curriculum planner. If you go to instruction and go to Planner, you will come to this screen and it starts with My Curriculum. My Curriculum are all of your various different things that you put in or get imported into Infinite Campus, and you can see that here. You could even click on lists. In this case, I've pulled up one of my friends and you can see that she has a variety of different things. And when you click on list, it gives you a list of the various different pieces that she has involved that have a specific date and time through the individual classes. You can even here create a new folder or resource that you can create and add things into. For example, you can create a folder or a resource and then use it only for the purpose of sharing it with your colleagues. And you can do it through Infinite Campus itself. Is this really any different than sharing a Google Drive? Probably not, but at least this allows you the ability to see it in context of what they are doing and when they're doing it. How do you see other people's? This would be her own curriculum. How do you see other people's? Well, one of your pieces is other curriculum. So when you click on other curriculum and you go to search, you can search for people at a different school. This is her account. You can actually go into maybe a colleague that you have at a corresponding other high school. Let's pick, for example, Salem Hills High. And we can say they're teaching a theater course, maybe the musical theater course. You want to take a look at some of the technical theater stuff and you go search and you find that particular teacher and you add it. So then when you click save, you can now see that particular teacher's pieces and courses of the things that they're doing in their particular class. And if you don't see it, you can switch to the month view. Maybe you can see some of the different pieces, or the day view, and you can go day by day to be able to see some of their curriculum. Under settings, if you say, I don't really want to share my curriculum, these under settings are the ones that are you would have the ability to turn off sharing if you don't want to. One thing that this could be helpful for, especially for ones that are using, for example, citizenship, you could take a look at and copy some of the various different assignments from another person's citizenship and then copy it over into yours. So just another tool for being able to take a look at and compare. It doesn't have to be people with your same curriculum. It can be other people in the school if you wish to do some cross-curricular collaboration and see some of the assignments that they might be doing at the time. So just some thoughts. Nice little tool to be able to use that not many people are aware of inside Infinite Campus that allows you to do some sharing.
Does anybody have any questions for Eric? Okay. We will move on then. Let me go back and share my screen again. Did we get it right? Looks like it. Okay. So let's talk about, it came up in terms of a student being asked for it, but let's talk about faculty and staff with two-factor authentication. Did most of you get copied on the email that went to your principals about the certified, or just all employees, I guess, staff and teachers at your school that had not completed two-factor authentication? Have you been involved in that at all?
Hey, so I did get that email. Shane
Okay.
Waters did as well here at my school.
Uh-huh.
And I know that Mandy's in on this. Maybe Mandy would be able to help me out here. We've got some teachers here that just flat out refuse. Will
Okay.
not do it, will not consider it, will not talk to me about it. Mainly it's a special ed department. I don't know what's happening there. She said every time she tries to use it, every time she moves from one classroom to another, even though we're on the same Wi-Fi, she has to re-authenticate. And it's just not convenient, and she doesn't carry her phone, so she doesn't want to have to do that. So basically, screw you. I
How
don't know if
many,
maybe
are there others of you that are getting some similar pushback? Scott, you're nodding your head. Yeah. I can't hear, you're not hearing you, Scott.
My bad. Not as screw you.
Intense, right? Yeah.
But definitely, but that I feel like there's going to be a few that are going to do it when they're going to be really, when their arm's going to be twisted to do it.
So I tried to get an answer from Dawn to share with you, like, about this. For one thing, passwords, if we're just using a password, that is the least secure method of signing into our accounts. So the two-factor authentication comes in just to make them more secure. The problem is that if someone has an insecure account and gets hacked, it not only compromises their account, it compromises the whole domain. So that's kind of that's why they're kind of being insistent on having everyone do it. It's not like it's required yet, but Don said they'll just keep on tracking that and keep on bugging people and keep sending out lists. I guess at some point there may be some kind of intervention for those who don't do it. It's not up to you. I think your role in this is just helping teachers that want to comply, to walk them through it if they're having issues, but you're not the police on this. I suppose the principal in the end, would you agree with that? Eric is kind of why don't you give us your perspective, because you're sitting over there in the IT department.
Sure. The perspective is simple. They actually had some people come in and said, how secure is our network? And basically they were able to get into just about everywhere and everybody's files and get access to everybody's stuff in about 45 minutes. And part of that is
District-wide, okay.
and part of that is because of issues like this, where people have used the same password forever. And so it's actually recorded in a variety of different places. And so it's just a matter of finding that and then getting access to things. So two-factor authentication is one of the quickest and simplest ways and least intrusive ways that we have to be able to establish some sort of security, which is the reason why we're being, how do we say, not required, but
Strongly encouraged.
forcefully encouraged.
Yeah.
Along the line to being able to get, and the fact of the matter is more and more of our systems that are that we need to keep secure are going to move more and more towards two-factor authentication. This is just the very start. So as we take a look at it, we've already seen what happens when we don't. It's very easy for people to get access into our things.
And school districts seem to be a increasingly
It's getting to be a bigger,
favorable
bigger
target, right? Right.
Especially for ransomware and things like that.
And then the other thing that Don pointed out to me was that people trust, if it has a .nebo.edu address, if it's coming from our domain, they think it's a trustworthy email. But if somebody's using it, that they've hacked into it, like we've had instances where it was a principal emailing students asking for gift cards, for instance, and they trusted that it was coming from the principal, but it didn't go to the principal. So I know we've had a few things like that's one example that's been shared with me, but so just keep encouraging support, mainly, maybe giving some background, but just so you know, you're not the enforcer. I'm sure that that's not the last email that Don's going to send out or share. Right now, it's voluntary, strongly encouraged compliance, but that could change over
I
time.
think we call it voluntold.
Voluntold, yeah. So, all right. Any questions on that?
Yeah, so I'm just curious.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if maybe the email that us trainers got should be sent to those that need to do this.
Like directly to the people?
Yeah, because they got a little more clout than,
That-
just me.
That's
or
a good
another
idea, like how to
Classroom
send,
teacher.
maybe
And
go help Don set up a mail merge. And it went right to them and it had their name on it, like it went directly to them. Cause
yeah,
I,
'cause I
Without,
think maybe they'll take it a little more seriously.
do you know, Eric, where we are percentage wise in compliance? Has that been shared with you?
No, I haven't been told that information yet.
I'm just wondering how many emails were,
is,
yeah.
just question, is it a breach of privacy to request that list so I know who I need to be helping with? Like, you know
No,
what I
just
mean? Like,
check.
or is there a list that,
It was sent to, I thought the trainers were copied on it. The digital coaches were, so just check with your principal.
so they have a list of teachers that are still not compliant?
Yes, that was sent
Okay.
out to principals and several people were copied on that at each school.
Okay.
Not sure where we got those, where Don sent it out, but yeah, it's there, so.
Okay.
All right, we have,
Oh, I just found it. We're good.
oh, good, you got it.
Sorry, yep,
Okay,
continue.
you were copied on it. Oh, good, okay. We have updated our our ed tech site. Now we're trying to brand ourselves as the digital teaching and learning with everything that we do. So if you look down here, this is the web address. So it's bit.ly Nebo DTL. We also have a team Instagram account. If you want to start following us, it's just at Nebo DTL. So I'm just going to give you a quick tour through the site here to show you, well, let me show you other ways to you can get through it for the bit.ly, but sometimes it's been confusing where to find it. So let me go out to the Nebo site. It's in 3 places on the Nebo site. Under departments, you can go to curriculum and there's these cards for each curriculum department, and we're down at the bottom, but right here, there's my card, and that's the link to our website right there. So that's a little bit of a scroll. Maybe the best place is just go to the employee homepage and there's a technology section, and it's this second link right here, digital teaching and learning website. And the third place that it's found is back under departments, under technical services. Sorry, where'd we go there? Departments, technical services. And then right here, there's also a link. So 3 places on the Nebo site that's accessible. Go back to it here. So basically, we used to have, this was all the tools that we supported, tools A through Z. We are not committed to keep that up. It's just too much. So what we've done is we've identified core tools, and these are the core tools in our district right now. And we are dedicated to keeping our resources up to date on those. So on each of those pages, there'll be a quick start. Anytime we do training, that's where we'll put our training materials. So that's the first section, is just our core tools. There will be some stuff under these tools A to Z, but we just can't keep up all those up to date. Then the next section, you can get it just by scrolling down. Oh, there's also a link up here. is device support. So this is all information about Chromebooks, iPads, those who have Clear Touch boards, all our resources there, MacBooks, think about the wireless network, the web filter, Learn platform, and how to reset a class. So like quick links for teachers just working with devices that aren't specific to tools. And then the last section is teaching with tech. So that's where we're putting on resources for digital citizenship, how to manage technology in the classroom. Our AI page will be built out Friday. Right now it's under construction, but that's something that we're working a lot on. So we hope to have those resources available soon on there. And then you can see, I won't read, you can see what the other ones are. So it's a little simpler, it's not a lot of clicking around, but we just have those main 3 sections of core tools, device support, and teaching with tech. So we're trying to put all our stuff there so it's not, somebody doesn't have to remember a bit.ly for this workshop or remember how many clicks it takes to get to another sport. So if you have a chance, you might want to share that with your faculties. We just have, we have 1 more minute? We don't. So I will email you out just check out quizzes, go there and look. You can put a YouTube video in quizzes, just put the URL and it will make a quiz for you with questions from the YouTube video with AI. It's pretty slick. You can say how many questions you want. So just put in the URL and it makes a nice little quizzes video. So
Which one? What was that one?
quizzes,
Whizzes.
QUI. It is this right here. Quizzes, YouTube for quizzes.
Cool.
So, try it out. All right. Thanks to everyone. Let us know if you have more questions. I'm going to end this meeting.
Bye.
Bye-bye.